In back live, we apologize about that. The blue screen of death is not a computer's best friend. It's actually quite opposite. It's the worst nightmare, and I know we had to start a new YouTube video for this. So for those who do come back and watch, well, you missed Kevin Lee Ruff get involved in a wreck as Jerry Culver got turned. 99 is out of contention for maximum incident allowance, but we're going back green-white checker style, resuming on lap 300. This is your first green-white checkered attempt. Oh, and the 2 and the 45 teammates, they wreck each other on the front straightaway, and cautions out once more, and Brian Fine is going to be your race leader on this next restart there, Jason. Wow.
You have got to be kidding me. Shades of years ago between Brad Keselowski and Joey Logano battling off turn 4, getting involved in a wreck here at Bristol, and it happens coming off turn number 2. The 45 not all the way up against the wall. The 2 comes right up into Nate Campbell. And oh my goodness, there might be some words said after that one, or quite some hard feelings. Brandon Gagnon gets involved, and oh my gosh, this race has been something.
For viewers back on YouTube, so the ones who just joined, we apologize. Had some inconvenience of a blue screen of death on the producer's end. Kicked us back out momentarily, but thankfully you guys, at least some, have returned back to the video, and you're seeing this incident here. We had a big wreck right when that happened, when we lost it, and then now we're back and we see even a bigger wreck. 2 teammates almost took out a third, Harold Watkins and the 23, getting barely past those 2 guys, the 45 and the 2. And teammates, they like to race each other. They have full reign of whatever they want to do. There's no team control saying you have to run each other a certain way. And when you're at Bristol, things happen, and huge shame there. It's got to knock out both teammates at least out of first and second. I don't know if they can make it back to where they need to be, but Brian Fine is going to be, actually the 45, Nate Campbell, I'm surprised they allowed him to be P1.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to give him an EOL for that one, so they probably won't. Obviously, as the caution flag is out right now, this is going to bring us into I believe, our second attempt at overtime here, Jeremy. Like you had mentioned, I believe these guys only get 3 attempts.
2.
I mean, this has just been 2 attempts, so this is the final attempt here at a green-white checker. This is everything. You know, caution comes out here with 2 laps to go. It race is over. Nate Campbell's going to be the one who's going to have to fire out of the box. Brian Fine is going to have to do everything in his power to get past this 45, who's trying to make it 2 Bristol Concrete wins in a row. John Blassie right there was catching them right before the caution came out when we had that blue screen of death. Obviously, Matt Hayden has made his way back up to 4th somehow. Kevin Zabodil is 5th. Zach Schrintenall still there in 6th. Those are going to be the only drivers right now on the lead lap. Justin Henry's in position. If the caution were to come out, he will be that last car on the lead lap. But obviously, this will be the final attempt at a green-white checkered. I mean, Jeremy, your guess is as good as mine, but I think Nate Campbell has this locked up unless Brian Fine has something for him here.
It's going to be tough. Nate's really good on the short run. We've not seen what Brian Fine can do starting in 2nd place on the front row. So some variabilities here in the making for this final restart of tonight's VRTL 150, Alliance 150. And just to show you exactly how this race is going, the 17 Kevin Zabodil, P6, last lap on the lead. Last car on the lead lap, he is a modified. He's got no front clip and 83 in front of him. That just kind of shows you how this race has played out tonight. But we're half a lap away from green flag. So we're going to focus back on the 45, the 57, and the 5's been fast. I don't know if he has anything for the top 2, but with Brian on the inside, this is going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, we're about to find out right here, Jeremy, and they're going to come into the green flag right here. Green flag's out, final time under a green-white checkered. Campbell gets a great restart. Brian Fine's going to roll the bottom, though, right here. What will he be able to do? Matt Hayden, though, coming with a head of steam. He might have something here for the 45, Jeremy. White flag in the air this time by.
I don't know about the tire situation. He might have fresher Goodyear's. White flag is out.
Here he goes.
He goes to the bottom. He's got the tire, I do believe. He's got one more attempt at the bottom. Does he stab the bottom? Nope. He's going to ride in line, and Nathan Campbell will pick up the checkered flag this evening on lap 307, being your final lap of tonight's 300 and now 307 lap race. So what a crazy circumstance. But at the end of the day, a familiar face brings home the trophy and the checkered flag. That is the 45 of Nate Campbell on the Super ATV Toyota Camry.
Yeah, what a great job. I really think that the 5 machine of Matt Hayden, we'll be able to talk to him here in post-race and see what went wrong right there heading into turn number 3, because I think what he thought was he anticipated the 45 to go to the bottom because it's the most obvious thing, right? As you're a driver in second place, back by half the car length, is all right, I'm going to send it on in there and ship it down and pull a slide job. But the 45 knew he was going to do that possibly, but they both thought opposite of one another, and then they both elected to go to the top of the racetrack. And oh my goodness, what a crazy, crazy finish. What a crazy race. And Nate Campbell brings home his 2nd win of the season. So Ryan beating him, only 2 drivers to win this season.
Yeah, just all Stealth Motorsports right now in 2024, and that's what they had planned for. And so far, in fixed setups, they know what they're doing on these racetracks. And excellent performance. We're going to go over the unofficial results here after a crazy VRTL Alliance 150. Nathan Campbell, P1, 2nd place, Matt Hayden, and Brian Fine is your podium top 3 finishers. John Velocity in 4th, Kevin Zabadil in the modified in 5th, Zach Strenthal 6th, 68 of Andrew Little in 7th, your first car 1 lap down. 8th place, Justin Hendry. 9th place, Bob Fitzpatrick. And 10th place, nerd driver Brandon Gagnon.
Top 20, you could just see all the cars that are multiple laps down there. You have obviously Harold Watkins, Hodge, Culver, Ryan Bean comes home with a top 15 despite the penalty. Rob Fitzpatrick Sr., James Catrone, Richie Coy rebounds for a top 20 despite that incident on pit road. Adam Boughton, 18th there. 19th, obviously, on the grid. You have Kevin Ruff. He was involved in a late race incident. And then Mark Thibodeau, Jeremy, rounds out the top 20.
21st on back, Stephen Rasick in the 21, James Fitzmaurice 22nd, Jeff Chandler 23rd, Michael Carter, I think, is the biggest heartbreak. I know Ryan Bean's a heartbreak, but Michael Carter having such an excellent run, being very quiet all night, gets tagged late with a penalty of his own is just such a heartbreak. So he finishes 24th. Michael Sheffield 25th, Nolan Potter 26th, Tony Ludi 27th, Zach Wilson 28th, Steve Potter 29th, Rusty Modesty 30th, and Kent Mueller is going to be your last car on tonight's field, 31st place. We're going to jump over to a full screen commercial break, gather up tonight's top 3, and we will be right back. And welcome back for the post-race coverage here, presented by Martin Sports, as we're going to talk to tonight's top 3 finishers. The first one, that number 57, Fine Beer Mustang. Brian Fine, this is Jeremy, the Nerd TV booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. Got you loud and clear.
Hey man, what a crazy, crazy race here. It seemed like normal Bristol, maybe the first half or so, and then we started seeing some mental issues with penalties of pit road. We saw some people drop because of too many incident points. Your car was not the cleanest, but it was definitely one of the faster ones late in the going. What was your situation like on the incident count, and how'd you make it to P3?
I'm kind of asking myself that same question. Um, just trying to be smooth, keep my head on straight was the main thing. Don't burn up tires. Luckily, Goodyear actually brought a decent tire compared to Sunday. Um, yeah, I mean, it just it just kept running and running, and it kept getting faster as the run went on.
Yeah, and Brian, congratulations, obviously, on P3, man. After a absolutely wild race here tonight at Bristol, you only had 2 starts coming into tonight. No stats to really show up on the board, but hey, this is your first top 5, first top 10 of the season, man. What more do you need to do, obviously, heading into these next few weeks to continue this momentum like you had here tonight?
I just gotta keep going. I had to take the garbage out last week at Phoenix, and just keep on rolling. So I mean, hopefully this is a good momentum booster going towards the tail end of the season. And starting off, it wasn't the greatest, with emergencies and outages, but we'll take it.
Absolutely, man. Run with that third place finish. Hopefully, this does change some things for you and have a really good, solid second half of the season. But floor is yours. Final thoughts before we let you go.
Of course, like always, thank you guys for doing what you do. Thanks to Chef and Tony, everybody in the league, Fine Beer, Peterbilt Steve, my wife, Bristol. Kind of funny. We're at Bristol. So, Bristol, you're a good luck charm.
That's true. That's true. That's exactly what happened here tonight. All right, man. Well, good luck for the rest of the season. Good run tonight. We'll catch you next week.
Appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir. And that was Brian Fine, driver of the 57 Fine Beer Ford Mustang. Glad to see a Mustang in the top 3 for once, me being the Ford person. But time to bring in second place, number 5, Matt Hayden. Matt,
Hear me.
congratulations on P2.
Yeah, I don't know how I got here, but I'm here.
Yeah, like I don't know either. There's so many penalties that took fast guys out mid race on back, and so you just kind of found your way to the lucky dog spot late in the going. And some points of the race, I thought you had a top 5, top 3 car. It just didn't really come to fruition until later half of the run into the race. So minus the fact you don't know how you got here, what steps did you take to get here?
Well, I mean, like you said early on, had crap qualifying. Was I don't know. I think we started 18th, 19th, something like that, and then we just me and Rusty got hooked up on the high side and just kind of ran that out and said, okay, well, let's get some track position. Kind of got burned up doing that, and came back to us. So we moved up through the field, and then late, kind of came back, and we I think got up to 4th or something, and then kind of got stuck on the bottom side. I never thought that I'd get railroaded trying to run the bottom, but I got stuck on the bottom, and everyone just kept sending the top side, so kind of fell back in line, and then ended up cutting across Fitz Senior there. I mean, I wasn't even trying to get the spot in front of him. That's where the car took me. So apologies to him. But yeah, man, it just kind of worked out. We were kind of hoping. We just got by all those other guys that were lapped down right before that last caution came out. We were kind of fighting, and it just worked out. And that last restart, holy hell. I was happy being in there in like top 5, top 4. And I think we just had a little bit fresher tires. And next thing you know, we're sending a move on the inside of Nate. And man, that's fun.
Matt, take us back real quick to that last lap, because obviously entering turn 3, you went to the outside, and so did Nate. So did you think that he was going to go to the top, and did you just elect to stay to the top? I mean, because we kind of at least I think that you guys kind of both thought the opposite of what you both were actually thinking, if that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. No, it was I think lap before I thought, when I started realizing I had a run at getting up there, I thought I mean, the bottom just didn't work for me. I couldn't, I could get in, and I just couldn't get off the corner. And that had been that way all night. The top side was the only way I was passing people. So, um, I first tried it going in the opposite end of the track, thinking that maybe his tires are just that shot, and I've got a chance to peek in there and maybe pull out. And then he pulled me down the straight. So then I started thinking bump and run, and um, so I thought, well, if I go high and he gives me top lane, I think I can peek my nose in there and get around. And if he stays in top lane, I might be able to get a little bump and maybe slow that momentum to cut back down underneath him. But he held long. He ran the right spot and ran fast enough to get back to the line before I did. So hey, we're happy P2. I mean, for the way the night went, here we are.
Yeah, P2 must feel like a victory for that number 5 car, man. But congrats once more for finding some way to get there. Final thoughts before we let you go this evening.
Yeah, just tough race in the back. I know it's Bristol. I know there's going to be a lot of guys hashing some things out tonight, and luckily we don't have many phone calls to make. Like I said, I need to let Bob Senior know that it's my mistake on that early part of it. But yeah, man, just fun. That was such a blast, man. Thank you guys for putting this on for us.
Absolutely, man. Congrats once more. We will catch you next week.
Thanks, everybody.
Yes, sir. That was number 5, Matt Hayden. And now it's time to bring in your race winner for the second time in 2024, Nate Campbell. Welcome to Victory Lane.
Oh, that was a wild one.
Yeah, it was a wild one for sure. So many things happened. The long runs were not your friend. I kind of picked up on that. But then, with the restarts around 50, 40, 30 to go, I was like, he's got a short run car. I think he's got a great chance. So just kind of walk us through the back half of that race and how you're able to secure the W.
Yeah, my strategy won that race, hands down. I mean, like you guys said, I don't necessarily think I had the fastest car. I think that one long run that we had, I didn't expect it. I was driving a little over my head, a little harder than normal. So that's probably why I fell off so bad. But I just recognized as soon as I started to drop that I had to pit. I just had to do it. And it absolutely worked out. And it kind of felt like real life past weekend with the speed difference, with the slower cars coming back onto the track and making all those passes. Had a couple perfect bump and runs. Just loving it. It's really unfortunate. Bean had a good car tonight. Harold had a good car tonight. Schritt had a good car tonight. I think any four of us could have won that race. Richie had a good car. Just the mental mistakes there on everybody's part just kind of is what did it in. So I think I just made the least amount of mistakes tonight and was able to put myself in a really good position there at the end. And it just really sucks with Schritt there at the end. I told him, we were chatting before, I was like, dude, I just want to have a good race. As long as we don't wreck each other, let's just photo finish this thing. I don't care who wins, And just unfortunate there that just a little mistake. I'm not sure if there's any net code or not, but that was definitely unfortunate. So good run to all my teammates, even though they didn't get the finishes that they wanted. So yeah, overall, love Bristol, baby. It's probably my favorite track. So that was an absolute riot for me.
Yeah, and they definitely made the least amount of mistakes probably out of most people tonight. But we saw a ton of incidents tonight. We saw a ton of shocking moments. I mean, for me at least, I'd probably say out of my 2 years calling on iRacing, I'd say that this was probably the wildest race that I have ever called just because of the amount of mistakes, the amount of different leaders. I mean, what is your take on tonight's race in general?
Shoot, it was long. That's probably the longest we've ever ran at Bristol too. The green flag pit stops were insanity, and obviously we saw how that all played out with the caution there late. But man, I don't even know what to say about it. It was just whoever made the least amount of mistakes, like I said, was the key. And it could have been there probably could have been 5 or 6 cars that could have won this race tonight that were fast enough to win it. So I'm very fortunate.
That is 100% true there, man. A lot of different things happen late in the going. Anyone's game, and familiar face takes home the checker flag. Final thoughts before we let you go tonight.
Yeah. Going for the stealth sweep this year, guys. Going for all stealth, winning this whole thing. So we're going to keep that rolling. We just got to get the rest of the boys up there. So thanks to you guys for calling it. I'm definitely looking forward to watching this one back. Thanks to all the friends and family tuning in. Appreciate them a lot. And as usual, Super ATV. Hit me up if you guys need any side-by-side or ATV parts.
There you go. That's Nathan Campbell, winner of tonight's VRTL Alliance 150, man. Congratulations. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Yes, sir. All right. Crazy, crazy outcome here, Jason. Lots of things happened. Disqualifications, pit road errors, blue screens of deaths. I mean, what else was out there, man?
I don't know. I think there was. I think we had about probably everything out there besides Dustin probably putting turtle wax on his head for that damn thing. I mean, bro, we got to get you some armor all, some tire shine, something for that head of yours. I'm telling you, that's what you're getting for Christmas. I talked about how I was going to get you a pack of Stewart's root beer. I'm going to get you some armor all or some turtle wax for that damn thing. But hey, listen, all jokes aside, by far, and I sincerely mean this, craziest sim race I have ever called throughout my 2 years here. Broadcasting on the service. What a race. And you know what the thing is too is I think coming into tonight, we all expected the chaos, the craziness that we were used to seeing, like we saw last year in Mach 1, like we saw last year here in September. But I don't think we anticipated it to be this crazy. I mean, the 8 making, listen, no offense to him, but a forgetful mistake. It's a bonehead move, but you learn and you walk away with it. It happens, man. I've done it. We've all probably done it here at some point. Bristol could be such a confusing pit road. Richie Coy, a driver who never makes mistakes, made a mistake. Ryan Bean gets caught jumping the restart. I mean, just absolutely pure insanity here tonight. I mean, it is the last great Coliseum, and we were really treated for a show here tonight.
We really were. And Dustin, on your end there, I know you're clicking through all the cameras and whatnot, but from your view behind the scenes, that race was pretty fun on your end, right?
Busy. Yes, very, very busy, but yeah, very fun. Again, it's Bristol. It definitely did not disappoint whatsoever on that aspect. I'm like Jason. I am surprised at the amount of mistakes that we've seen made that cost fast drivers good finishing positions, you know, where they could have finished. Not saying they didn't finish well. Some of them were able to bounce back, but definitely very costly mistakes. And it's a very confusing track. There's a lot of track fit in this little half-mile Coliseum, as they call it. It's a lot, you know. It was an eventful race, long race. It was eventful behind the scenes too. Apologize for the blue screen of death. Technology is a love-hate relationship. And the PC finally sat here and said, nope. So yeah, apologies for the dual videos for the VOD, the video on demand, for those that are going to go back and replay it. But at least we were able to catch the end of the race, which was as wild as the rest of the race. So again, did not disappoint.
It really did. And so many different things, so many scenarios. I agree with Jason. This is probably one of the wildest ones I've called. There's been a couple that have been right up there, but this one I probably going to take P1 for me as well. I mean, we got to bring this thing to a close, though. Appreciate all you guys tuning in on not one, but two broadcasts here tonight for the VRTL 150 Alliance there. So, guys, have a good rest of your night. So we got a little short clip here at the very end to thank our sponsors one last time. But till then, stay safe, and we'll catch you early next week.
This presentation is brought to you in part by
Martin Sports. Get the apparel, look stylish, be badass with apparel from Martin Sports. martinsports.gg. iRacing iFlag. Must-have flag marshaling system for any aspiring sim racer. Get yours today at iracingiflag.com. Boomer button boxes. Total sim control at your fingertips. boomerbuttonboxes.com. If you race hard, then you need to rock hard.
And no station gets you harder than
iRock935.com. If you're a collector and that's your game, then Dusty Pete's, that's the name. DustyPete's.com. TWRS. Got the rig? Got the sim? Now get the speed with setups from TeamWatsonRacing.com.
Back when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue, we fell in to play the game. Nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter, there were times when there was joy, but they took it all away for the pleasure in our pain. Welcome to our new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to our new world. All the lie you tried to hide away from the scars we made. This is your chance to understand we did not design this plan that was built for you. There's nothing you can do. This is my warning, this is your sign that you can't go run and hide. We will fight for you. You know it to be true. Welcome to our new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to our new world. All the lie you tried to hide away from the scars we made. From the scars we Welcome to our new world. Shine a